Welcome. In this DVD, we will show you how to install Egan Wall. Be sure to read the installation poster included in the package with the Egan Wall. For your convenience, a complete list of tools is included in the poster. Today we're installing a 20-foot length of Egan Wall. The installers are marking 20 feet from the corner to identify the work area required. Our installers are using a 200-watt inspection light to identify imperfections in the wall surface. 2 vantage points help ensure that all imperfections are identified. This level 5 wall is fine. We'll just lightly sand off the roller burrs. We need to clean the work area. Lay down a soft fabric drop cloth that acts as a protective cushion for the Egan Wall writing surface. A plastic barrier is then laid down to maintain a clean work area throughout the installation. At this point, we are ready to inspect our Egan Wall. This must be done prior to the installation. Proceed to open the end of the box indicated by the arrows and lay the box down on its side. Remove the optional trim, if present, from the core. Once that is done, gently remove the Egan Wall tube from the box. Locate the Egan Wall at the end of your work area. Installers working with the edges of the Egan Wall must wear safety gloves. Carefully unroll the Egan Wall to inspect the projection writing surface. If damage is found, please contact Egan Customer Service immediately at 1-800-263-2387. Once the Egan Wall is completely inspected, separate the Egan Wall from its shipping core and set it aside. This installation requires a 7-foot height line. Using a laser level or a bubble level is fine. Once the level line is established, continue to mark the height line across the entire length of the installation. The next step is to identify the midpoint of the Egan Wall installation. This is where the installation will start. Our installers are ready to apply the glue. The Egan Wall now requires to be unrolled paper backer side up. You must ensure the paper backer is free of dirt and dust. Our installers have chosen an appropriate glue for the installation. Starting from one end working 4-foot sections, our installer is applying the glue in a vertical W pattern. To ensure even coverage, our installer changes to a horizontal W pattern. The glue needs about 15 minutes to set up. On large runs of Egan Wall, the glued surfaces should be booked so it will not dry out. Our crew pick up the leading edge of the glued Egan Wall and gently carry it over to the remaining glued surface. As they bring the glued surfaces together, they are very careful to prevent creases in the Egan Wall. With the Egan Wall booked, the installers are now able to gently reposition the Egan Wall to continue gluing the remaining 12 feet. When working with the Egan Wall, the crew must be very careful not to kink, fold, or scratch the projection writing surface. The remaining surface is now ready for gluing. Our installers continue to apply the glue in a W pattern, horizontally and vertically. Our crew will book the remaining glued surface. Notice as they carry the Egan Wall. Working together, they pay close attention to preventing kinks, folds, and scratches to the projection writing surface. The glue requires 15 minutes to set. Our crew will place a vapor barrier over the open loops at each end. This is to prevent the glue from oxidizing in the air. Special care is taken not to collapse the loops and to prevent a fold or crease in the projection writing surface. Now that the glue has been given time to evenly set across the entire 20-foot backer, our installation team carefully repositions the material centered in front of the installation wall. Earlier during the inspection phase of the Egan Wall, our crew took exact measurements to confirm the material met the installation requirements. The crew marked the midpoint on the projection writing surface using masking tape and a soft felt tip pen. Now, using that reference point, they can begin the installation. Our crew has invited a fourth person to assist. The crew leader must carefully coordinate his team through this phase. On the crew leader's command, the team gently lifts up the top edge of the Egan Wall, maintaining a gentle curve in the surface to prevent kinks at all times. At this point, the crew leader carefully directs the lift of the Egan Wall to the height line. The team must work together to raise or lower the Egan Wall on the leader's command. With this done, the team needs to line up the center points. The glue contact with the installation surface must take place from the midpoint out. The leader begins to apply the material to the wall while the crew members support the material at the height line without touching the wall. The other members apply the material as directed, carefully maintaining the height line. Once this is done, masking tape is used to secure the Egan Wall from possible movement. The leader works from the center point using a nylon smoothing brush to remove all air bubbles. During this process, it is common that the ends of the material may require a gentle separation from the installation wall. This will allow air bubbles to escape. Air bubbles must never be punctured. Working towards the left edge, all the bubbles have been removed. Using a soft edging brush, additional glue is added to the perimeter as needed. Continuing to work in this manner from midpoint to the right, the crew finishes adhering the Egan Wall. The crew now checks the entire surface to ensure proper adhesion and make any adjustments required. While cleaning the Egan Wall, a soft soapy sponge is used. A wiping motion from center out helps prevent any penetration of water into the glue. Following a 20 to 30 minute drying period, our crew now works the entire Egan Wall surface to correct any problems. Special attention is paid to bubble and edge adhesion. At this stage, the edges can be burnished with an edge roller and the masking tape removed. While the glue is setting, we do recommend no excessive pressure be applied to the surface, as this can cause the glue to spread unevenly. The Egan Wall looks great and will be ready the next day for a cleaning with an ammonia-based window cleaner such as Windex. Egan Wall is a very durable material and will install beautifully if you follow these simple instructions. In this segment, we will show you how to frame Egan Wall with the Egan System Trim Kit. Recall that the parts from this installation were shipped with Egan Wall inside the core. Our installer begins by marking 3/4 of an inch in from the top left of the Egan Wall, and then at 4 feet from that mark. This is the midpoint of the first 8-foot track support to be installed. Next, a mark 1/8 inch above the Egan wall is made. The track support is then also marked at the 4-foot position. The track support is first located at the 3/4 inch mark at the top left of the Egan wall level and is checked at the 4-foot marking with the bottom edge located at the 1/8 inch mark. The wall is now marked to indicate the fastener locations. A speed bore is used to drill into the wall at each location. Our installer uses notepaper as a dust catcher. The toggle bolts need to be set up in each fastener channel. The toggle should be installed so that the bolt just forces the toggle open to provide freedom for the toggle to pass through the drilled hole and reopen inside the wall. By pulling the track support out from the wall, the toggle will engage so that the bolt may be tightened. The track support is checked for level before final tightening. This continues until the track support is firmly mounted at a precise location. The end cap may now be installed so that the vertical trim support can be positioned. Again, the Egan trim support section is located 1/8 inch from the Egan wall edge. Our installer has left 1/2 inch from the trim and marks the fastener holes as before. The trim support may need to be cut to fit depending upon your installation requirements. Once all the supports are installed, the plastic track extrusion may be snapped into place. Our installer begins with a short segment so that the seams in the plastic track extrusion do not install on top of the seams in the support, as this may impede upon performance later on. The trim segments snap into place, making quick work of the job. A cleaning of the trim and Egan wall surfaces with an ammonia-based cleaner like Windex will prepare the product for use as projection screen or dry erase writing surface. Egan Wall 202 marker board and tack board accessories may be easily hung and slid on the Egan track system. These boards are lightweight and are easily flipped and repositioned as required. A pen tray completes the installation. Egan Wall ships factory cut to very tight tolerances. In the event that a field cut is required, we suggest that trims be made carefully, with the straight edge firmly held into place. Our crews prefer to tape the edge in place and use a fresh blade for every incision to ensure a clean, precise cut. When a double cut is required, the same process of securing the straight edge is recommended. Cutting 2 overlapping layers of Egan wall will require plenty of pressure on a sharp knife. A slow, careful pull on a fresh blade will prevent a costly accident. Once a clean cut is being achieved along the entire area, the top layer may be peeled off. Gently and without disturbing the positioning of either layer, lift out the lower layer and discard. If the wall has been cut, a layer of glue should be brushed into the wall to ensure a proper seal. The joint can now be formed. Clean off excess glue and roll the edges tightly into place. Thank you very much for specifying Egan Wall. We hope that this video has been helpful.